Alright, so we're back for round 2, and as you can see, I was gone for a while. Just was not paying attention. And this hand is okay. Obviously need to draw a fatty at some point. And we're currently 0-1. So another looting's good. Means that I can hit an Emrakul and still be fine. So now is interesting. I'm kind of worried about getting Thought Seized, but I think if he had it, he would have played it. So regardless, I want to keep these 2 Vengeances. I don't think I'm going to need these Spirit Guides, really, but I think one of the Spirit Guides is better than an extra land. So I think I can just go Spirit Guide land. And then, depending on how things shake up next turn, I can play this, play looting, and then if I hit an Emrakul or something, I can Spirit Guide and Goryos it if I want to. The other option is just play Hollow, not cast looting, just wait a turn, because he's not going to have a lot of permanents. Maybe if he plays something, will entice me to Emrakul him. We shall see. Got a Pride Mage, saw a little beater. We have a Lightning Axe, which is kind of redundant. We have all the discard outlets in the world, just need a big guy. So I think at this point, I would hit him with Emrakul, so I'm just going to do this now. So we brick again. I don't think I need this axe. And the Hollow's not doing anything. Hollow's probably just worse than a swamp at this point. And I kind of want to Inquisition him, I guess. So I think it's axe Hollow. Although, could be a Goryos, but I don't think so. And then I'll just fetch up a swamp and Inquisition him. Hopefully just take like a Finks or something and slow him down a little bit. And then next turn, flashback a looting, and then if I draw a land next turn, I can flashback a looting with Goryos open again. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Ooze Finks Finks. Ooze is a good one against me. This is Birthing Pod 2. I think that'll be okay. Play Finks next turn and then like get a Linvala or something. It'd be kind of a beating. But I definitely have to take that Ooze. I don't know, after seeing what I was up to, it might make sense for him to play Ooze first so I can't just like find a discard spell and get him, but there's also some merit to holding it, and then I would know that if I have to combo, I would do it that turn, or I would save like the Lightning Axe or whatever. Alright, so I'm just going to play our land and loot. Man. This is something else. So I can definitely discard one of these Goryos. I think I want this land, but the game might, I don't know, I might not have enough time to actually like do anything with this land. So who knows? Inquisition is going to get a Finks after he plays a Finks or activates Pod, but I'm not sure if that's really relevant. I feel like if I'm going to kill him, he's going to have a bunch of spells in hand still. So maybe I don't need this Inquisition either. So I just discard those 2, I guess. Seen a third in my deck, no fatties. But it's alright. Sometimes that's what happens, you know. You play these 2-card combo decks with not a lot of searching and some tutors, or no tutors, and you just draw 1/2 your combo and that's it. Ooh, Sin Collector. So he's representing almost lethal, but Emrakul killed him because he's only at 11. So now I think I just want to try and hit this turn. And then we have like backdoor outs to draw something next turn. So I'm out of swamps, so I'd have to fetch a duel, but I don't think I want to fetch a duel untapped. Especially if I brick. There's some merit to like thinning my deck by a card for sure, but alright, so that's that. It took a minute, but we found it. We found him. Get that last land out of our deck. And all with the trigger on the stack. So that worked out well. You know, sometimes just being at 16 is like the magic number. That's all you really need to do. And then kept the Liliana in my hand just to not show him. Some people just might not be familiar with this deck. So don't want to actually sideboard here, I don't think. Dark Bless is okay against some stuff. Pyroclasm is okay against some stuff. Grudge could potentially make an argument for having 1 and just like discarding that to Looting and Lightning Axe, and then you have a way to break up Pod, and maybe I want that. Everything else seems pretty good though, and I don't really want any of the sideboard stuff, so I think I do want a Grudge. Although Liliana is certainly not that good in this matchup. Ah, stupid dog. Come here. Bang. So Liliana's not that good, and Skanes is actually pretty good, but if I have a Skanes, then it doesn't work with Emrakul as far as Goryos Vengeance, and it takes away a lot of my resources, so I can't play through the Breach. But maybe I don't want the Lilianas. It's entirely possible that I have enough discard between Looting and Lightning Axe and maybe with Thoughtseize. Yeah, maybe I just bring in like this garbage. Just because Liliana is so pretty bad. Kind of want to keep in 1. Just like, I think 1 might be fine if I draw it. But I certainly don't want to draw multiples. And without Liliana, it's really tough to get the holo active. I don't know. Liliana on the draw, though. Yeah, that's too bad. I'm not going to do that. Let's do this. Board in some reactive cards, which are also not great, but better than Liliana. So this is good. This is turn 2, whatever I want, basically. He could have Thoughtseize, but there's not a whole lot I can do about that. If he goes Bird, he could like Sin Collector me, or Noble Hierarch, whatever. So we drew a Lightning Axe. I think I'm just going to axe that. Axe it, discard Griselbrand. Axe was a good draw. So it means that he can't Sin Collector me. Could certainly still Thoughtseize me, but not a whole lot I can do about that. So it looks like he does not have a Thoughtseize. And I feel like I could use like these 5 cards to Emrakul him, which is certainly pretty good. I don't think that's what I want to be doing though. I think I just want Griselbrand and then try and find a way to reanimate this next turn. And then hopefully he doesn't have something weird like a surgical or whatever. But not gonna play around that. I'm probably going to lightning axe this if I drew a lightning axe. So I think I should just activate now. I don't hit because if I'm going to axe this anyway, I think I just want to not give him the option to block. So, any axes? No axes. I don't mind looting this turn, especially since I have a backup spirit guide, so give me another thing to try and draw. Try and draw an axe, but did not hit, although it is tough to say because my hand is rather large. So, yeah. Double checked, still no axe. Still have 2 vengeances, so that's good. And then I think I'm just going to stay at 10 life because I have everything I need. And now I have to discard. So I don't really want these fetches. The discard is kind of irrelevant. I think I want to keep 2 Emeralds and 2 Goryos in my hand in case he has a discard spell. I can discard this Grudge. Through the Breach is probably not happening, although he could play Ooze next turn, which would be bad for me. I think I just discard a flats, and then what else? Maybe it is just a Goryos. Maybe it's the land, actually. Although then he could Thoughtseize my Spirit Guide. Yeah, I think it's just a Goryos, because if he Sin Collectors me and takes this, then I'll still have 4 mana, so I'm still pretty close to doing this. I don't want him... If he plays an Ooze, I want this Breach. If he plays a Thoughtseize, I want both Emeralds and both Goryos. Or at least a Goryos and a Breach. Yeah, I think it has to be a Goryos. Although it could be a Spirit Guide, I guess. Maybe it's Spirit Guide, because then if he plays something like Ooze, I have 3 mana, I can looting into more mana, presumably. See, maybe it's just Spirit Guide. No, I guess if he Sin Collectors me, you can just take the looting. And then I'm going to want the Spirit Guide. Alright, let's discard Goryos. So he does have the Ooze. And because of my foolish decision to keep this, I can't play this and then have a land that comes into play on tap on turn 4. So I think I just want to play this and then looting out of the graveyard. I don't hit any more mana sources. I just need a land that comes into play untapped. Be nice. Am I safe to discard this Goryos now? I don't think so. I think I just discard Inquisition and Hollow. Because in that way I don't have a guaranteed land drop, but I have 2 lootings to find it. If he does something like Sin Collector me, tapping out with Ooze, then I actually want to keep this, because he might just take through the Breach. I mean, he would take this if he had to, but... Yeah, so it looks like his game plan is... it appears... Yeah, he can't 2-shot me with his Ooze. So that's good. It's good news. Just need to breach them. Just need to breach them. Old versions of this deck used to have Pentat Prism, or something like that. Just to get to that 5 mana a little easier. Alright, so there are my 2 lands. Although I really only need 1 because of the Spirit Guide. Definitely discarding this Thoughtseize. I think I'd probably just keep both lands. Could just discard the Goryos at this point, I think. Because I doubt he's going to tap out. And I don't think there's any point in looting this turn. Well, Inquisition and Breach are both not very relevant if neither of us has a hand, so let's do that. Get that land, get that value. If somehow the game gets to the point where we're both empty-handed. So I just need to have him not play 2 Exalted creatures. Or that. Come on. Man. After all this work. Alright. Probably need to draw another one of those. Or looting into Spirit Guide and that. So if that's the case, I can safely fetch down to 1. Apparently I should have just Emrakul'd him. I don't know. I guess he was like short on lands too. So that certainly helped. Breach Spirit Guide, just 2 perfects. No big deal. This is obviously not going to work, but... Alright, fine, buddy. You win. I don't know, these games all seem winnable, but... Maybe he's just not keeping in a lot of his persist guys, so maybe Liliana is actually better than I'm giving her credit for. I can cut these Pyroclasms, which are also kind of good, but... Yeah, I'll just leave it at 3 Lilianas. I would love to play first. Sounds reasonable. I have a Thoughtseize, and then a bunch of things that do things, but no combo pieces, but it should be fine. So do I want his Ooze or his Pod, or alternatively his Sphinx, I suppose? I have an X to kill the Ooze, so that's not a big deal. Pod can get out of control, but if I take his Sphinx and axe his Ooze, he doesn't have a lot of stuff going on, so I think maybe just take Sphinx. Yeah, sure. Hand's redundant, don't really care. So he has another Misty and a Forest. And all of my cards say discard a card on them, so I'm going to be hellbent here pretty soon. Alright. I guess doing that is kind of risky because He can just wait a turn to play Ooze, which might be what he's going to do anyway. I think I'm going to play Hollow this turn regardless. Those are some good options. Just take the best one. The one that comes with the Time Walk. And then I think I might just wait, and then if he plays Ooze on 2, I'll just axe it, discard Gristlebrand, although I'm not sure he's going to play that when he knows I have an axe. Okay. It's fine with me. Alright. Well, things are going to happen. I would hope that I could win this game. If I can't, something is seriously wrong with my deck. And I honestly don't think there's a point to actually paying 7 more life. I could try and find a Spirit Guide, I guess. That might make sense. Probably makes a lot of sense, actually. I've not drawn one this game, so... Still 4 left in my 40 cards, so 1 in 10. I'm going to draw 7 plus my draw step, so... Not like favored or anything. Not like super favored. But finding another Gristlebrand might be nice also, since I have this Goryos still. So, alright, found Spirit Guide and Gristlebrand, so that's cool. Get these easy ones out of the way first. These discard spells are kind of useless. 4, 8, 9. I guess we can discard a Liliana. Probably not going to need that one. Oh, I want to discard Gristlebrand, actually. That was the whole point. Alright, yeah, get that guy out of there. Pride Mage is cute and everything. So I know he has a pod. I thought he had 2 Misties. I think he only had 1 though. But I know he has a pod and a card, so options are Goryos, my Gristlebrand to kill him, or Through the Breach. And I think I'm just going to do this in case he has something weird, then at least I can like follow up Liliana him. So alternatively, I could have thought seized first. But if he had some graveyard thing, he would just use it. And then I guess I could just cast Liliana, but I don't know. Pretty sure I can't lose. Rather, pretty sure I am going to win this turn. Alright. So from my experience, pod matchup is generally pretty easy. They do have a lot of hate cards, like, you know, in one-ofs, but if they don't find those, it can be tough for them to win, and even if they do, the things that you have in your deck naturally just counter them, especially if you add Lightning Axe to this guy's deck. And like Pyroclasm certainly helps too. But you know, they can certainly just get draws that just like kick you apart. You know, if they go like Bird into Thoughtseize Pod, whatever. It's really tough to win those games, but like Through the Breach Emrakul is just really, really good against Pod in general. So if you're looking for something to beat up on these guys, definitely consider a deck like this.